And welcome back, Fire Addicts, to another episode of Travis Does Fire. Today, I have an idea. Alright, so I have an idea, and bear with me, it's going to be me talking here. So, where do I start? I posted on a Facebook group a little bit ago. Someone was selling a used Easton-made splitter, and of course it was on the East Coast, and I posted, why aren't these closer? And then someone commented, I believe it was Mike Sherman, and he said a road trip. Well, I mean, for folks on the East Coast, you drive 5 hours, you have traveled through 5 different states. I drive 5 hours, I'm in the same state. The states on the West Coast are huge. States on the East Coast are tiny, okay? So if I want to go on a road trip and get a splitter, it's going to be somewhat local or in my state. Maybe down in Oregon, but even then, that's a haul. That is the haul. Granted, if I wanted a Wolf Ridge, and the closest dealer to me for a Wolf Ridge is in Southern Oregon, that's doable. But it's a drive, hours. I mean, anyway. So I'm just gonna say that right now, okay? So I commented on that post like weeks ago. And then someone reached out to me randomly on Facebook Messenger saying, hey, I may have a splitter for sale. And I'm like, how did you find me? Who are you? Whatever. And he's like, oh, like I saw one of your posts on Facebook about a used splitter. So come to find out, he has a slightly used Easton-made 27D. It's a fantastic machine, low hours. I didn't get in any details, and because I figured out that he was in Southern California. And when I say Southern California, I'm talking Southern San Diego. That's literally on the border of Mexico, okay? That would take me 2 days of driving one direction. I'm not sure if I'm willing to drive 2 days just for a wood splitter, not to mention having to, I don't think I would want to tow a splitter that far. I would want to drive down with a trailer or drive down with a truck, or I guess maybe fly down, rent a truck, rent then a trailer, and then put the splitter on the trailer and then drive it back home. Because I would hate to have anything happen to the actual splitter when traveling that distance. I understand that those ones and ones like it are made for highway travel. I'm just saying in terms of like that distance, I wouldn't want to. Nothing against the manufacturers. I'm just saying that like I would feel more comfortable having that it be on a trailer and then tow it. Anyway, so, and I politely said, thanks but no thanks. Too far away from me, not to mention budget. So that's a whole different story of like, you need money to make money. I'll talk about that in another episode, okay? So, and he's like, well, if you have another buyer, let me know. And I'm like, interesting you say that. So I'm racking my brain, and I'm trying to figure out like, how can I help this guy? Because he seems genuine. The inquiry seems legit. There's no flags yet with the whole thing. Now, if he's gonna watch this episode, I don't mean to offend the guy if this whole thing goes down. So just there's the caveat there. So I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, well, hey, I know someone in Arizona. There's a guy in Arizona. Now I won't name his name yet, because he'll probably be watching the channel as well. But he may be on the podcast soon. And he's in Arizona, like I said, which isn't very far away from Southern California. And I'm like, well, hey. So I messaged him saying, hey, would you be interested an Easton Made 27D, and he's like, hell yeah, I would. I'm like, oh, so I got this random message from a guy. He's selling a slightly used machine. Would you want me to connect you? And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. So I messaged the other guy in San Diego with the splitter. I'm like, hey, I have a potential buyer. Now, this is literally several hours, same day, several hours that he initially reached out to me, the guy with the splitter. Okay. He's like, wow, that was quick, so soon. I'm like, hey, I know people. And by saying that, I'm half joking, half serious. When you're a woodhound, people talk and you get to know the community, and I think having a channel like this helps. So I asked if guy number one would like to share his phone number. He said yes. I gave it to guy number two in Arizona to have them connect, and I said to each of them, if you want to let me know how this all goes down, I'm curious. So they are currently talking with each other and with negotiating a price. Now there's some flags on guy number one, which I won't go into, but I'm hoping that it is a legit opportunity and the transaction goes down and both people involved, both parties, are happy with the whole transaction. I hope it goes down. Okay, so that's the story. And then as this whole thing is progressing, I'm thinking to myself, hey, I have an idea. So here's the idea with a little bit more context. We have several Facebook groups on firewood, axes, splitters, whatever, but sometimes people will post, hey, I have a machine for sale. Either it is a homemade machine or it's a processor. It's one of the name brand ones of a company who we know and respect, and that's one way to advertise it. Another way is lumbermanonline.com. I believe that's what it is, which is like one of the foremost ways online, at least, to find splitters, new and probably used splitters and other type logging equipment. I know the Easton Made definitely is on there with their machines, so that's one way. But really, there's no, from my understanding, and I could be way off, let me know in the comments if I'm way off, there is no other way to advertise or connect a seller of a processor or splitter to a potential buyer. Maybe there's Facebook groups, but not everyone is on there. So my idea, and let me know if this is a thing or not, but to have an episode on one or two, or whoever reaches to me, of showcasing a potential for sale splitter or processor, saying where it's at, what it is, make and model, whatever, and saying it's for sale. If you want me to connect you with the buyer, or the seller, let me know and I will connect you to. Because I think having it be on outlet like this, YouTube, and showing whatever videos and pictures, stats, specs, information about the machine on the episode, on a channel, in the description, kind of highlights it on a different platform rather than a magazine, or maybe online, or on a Facebook group, etc. It's a different type of outlet that may reach more people. So my idea is to have people reach out to me. They have a processor or a splitter they want to sell. I gather the information from them, and then I do an episode on whatever equipment that they want to sell. Now, I don't think it would be on this channel. I think I would have to create another channel, because not everyone wants to watch me do a shout out or advertise equipment, you know. I don't know, but I think that would be interesting. I think that would be worthwhile, because that's one of the things that I'm known for in terms of my professional life and my career, is I connect people, I connect resources type thing. If I have a client who has an issue or problem, I think about it and analyze it and see how to best to go about it. Who can I connect to help conduct this project, or to answer this query, or or to connect what resources I need to solve this problem. So in this type of idea, having a YouTube channel or an episodes plural, on showcasing or advertising equipment, used equipment, and saying, given the stats, make and model, where it's located. If you are interested in the unit, let me know, and I will connect the buyer and the seller, probably via email, and then they can hash it out. They can negotiate, they can chat, whatever else. Because if you're based in the New England area, or I don't know, in Pennsylvania, you may not know what's available over here on the West Coast, especially if there's gonna be, we don't have a manufacturing company of splitters and processors here on the West Coast. A lot of it is gonna be Midwest, a lot of it's gonna be in Eastern Canada, okay? So we don't see a lot of Easton-made splitters on the West Coast. We don't see a lot of Wolfridge here. We don't see a lot of brute force here. It's going to be a lot of the big box splitters type thing. So when things go on the market here, it's like, oh my gosh, I've seen Easton-made used for sale. It's crazy, but it's far and few between where you can find them. It's going to be randomly on Craigslist. It's going to be randomly maybe on Marketplace, or randomly on a Facebook group, and you're like, oh, they're in my state, or they're in my region. Hey, I want to reach out to them, just to reach out to say hi, like, I think what you're selling is awesome. So I'm hoping that this is making sense. So again, to recap, the idea is on a channel, probably not this channel, probably a new channel, to showcase used equipment on a platform, an episode, and just kind of explain what it is, kind of like a used car salesman, but firewood splitters. And I'm totally not a salesperson at all, but and it would, I mean, this person who wanted to sell the Easton-made offered like a finder's fee. I don't need a finder's fee. I don't need a fee. I'm not going to collect anything. It's just one more thing to do, a showcase, and hopefully the channel will grow organically to help people. Maybe you do want to, if there's a machine maybe in Nevada, I don't know, Utah, but you're based in Oklahoma, or you're based in North Dakota, and you want to travel that far to get it, but because there's nothing in your area, in your state, well, how do you find them? How do you find what's used in a neighboring state or several states away from you? Maybe to have a platform like a YouTube channel, maybe something that people would watch and connect to. Maybe people want to hear the advertisement versus having to read it. I don't know. It's an idea. You let me know if I'm way off on this. If this is like pie in the sky crazy, or something that you would never want to watch in your life, regardless if you're in the market for a used splitter or processor or not. Something that you would maybe watch. Or if you are in the market for a used splitter, and you're hunting through ads, Craigslist, Marketplace, OfferUp, maybe Lumberman's, online.com, whatever, but you can't find what you were looking for, would an outlet like a YouTube channel with episodes on what is for sale, would that be appealing? Now, for this to work, people would have to come to me and say, Travis, I have a unit for sale. Can you advertise it on a channel? So I would have to have content to share. and then I would put it on, maybe like put the episode on different Facebook groups so people would watch it, and then it would grow in popularity. I don't know. It's an idea. Again, I don't think it would be on this channel because, again, not everyone's gonna want to watch me showcasing units for sale, right? I think that's gonna be a hard no for a lot of people. They have their unit, or they're not in the market, they don't want to buy something, and they don't want to watch it. I think I would lose subscribers and lose viewers, lose support if I did that every other week. I think having a separate channel would make more sense. So that's where I'm at. I hope that all made sense. Separate channel, advertising, used units. What do you think? I may reach out to a few manufacturers and see what they think about it too before I air the episode. But I don't. You let me know what you think down in the comments. I want your feedback before I do this. Or maybe I'm not the one to do it. Maybe someone else who can advertise, speak on behalf of the unit, on behalf of the what's for sale better. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, until next time. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Until next time, remember, life's too short to be a prick, so be kind to one another. Rock and roll. Stay safe, keep cutting. Cheers.